Hi guys, this is just a video response to Kiwitedferny's competition about some of the forces in the Second World War that weren't noticed that much. Mine's going to be on the Home Guard, or the LDV, as it was earlier called. Excuse me. Yeah, so, and I might add a bit of stuff about the French resistance after as well, but I'm going to show you a few bits of equipment that they had as well. But just to give you some background information, a man called Anthony Eden did a radio broadcast and called men up from between the ages of 16 and 65 who weren't currently in military service with the Army or the Navy or the Marines, whatever, and that they wished to defend their country. It's just a cry for help. Well, it's not a cry for help, but they need it. So he basically put out the radio broadcast and said that they should go to their local police station and enroll. So quite a few did that. Trying to remember the exact numbers. Oh yeah, I think quite a few people heard the broadcast, and obviously people thought it was like being soldiers for lazy people or weekend soldiers. But yeah, I think loads of people wanted to join up, and like in the first 7 days, I think it was like just over 200,000 people tried volunteering for the LDV, the local defence volunteers. But by July of 1940 or 1939, I can't remember. By July 1939 and 40, over 1.5 million people had joined up to the LDV. LDV had a nickname, and many people like to say "Look, Duck, Vanish," because that's pretty much what they did to get intelligence for the army and stuff. And they did help out sometimes, but later on in the war it changed to the Home Guard. I can't remember why, but it just changed to Home Guard. And personally, I'm quite interested in the Home Guard, as someone in my family, I can't remember who it is, I think it might have been one of my great uncles, was actually a member of Bristol Home Guard, and I got some stuff that's related to the Home Guard. And many of you will probably, well, almost all of you probably heard of Dad's Army from 1968 to 1977, about the Women's on Sea platoon. Basically, there's a comedy series about the Home Guard, but they had quite a lack of equipment, really, to be true and honest with you. They didn't have much equipment because most of the equipment was prioritised to the forces for the actual forces fighting overseas in France at the time, or wherever they were fighting, and they didn't have uniforms or equipment, and quite a lot of them started getting like irritated because they thought they were just there to wear plain clothes, and many people thought that they joined up so they could be part of like the army, which is it sort of was. It was part of when they joined, they were considered part of His Majesty's Armed Forces. So yeah, they had their lack of equipment, and the first piece of equipment they got was their LDV armbands. I actually haven't got one. I should have one. I've got a Home Guard one, but I gotta find it. It's hidden at the moment. It's quite a good thing to learn about, actually, about my country and how they protected themselves. But yeah, it was a long time before the equipment arrived, so it was a weird thing. And obviously later on they got their armbands, and bits of uniform started coming available because the forces weren't using it, but they were given, well, it's obviously quite a common story that many members of the Home Guard got fed up of not having any weapons and just raided local museums. Yeah, they raided the local museums to get all arms and equipment that already hadn't been taken by the army. Yeah, so they oh, hang on one sec, guys, my phone's going off. I'll ring you back in a minute. Alright, bye. Right, yeah, so sorry about that. Yeah, there's a lot of people, and they sort of got they were getting more equipment at that time, and weapon wise they were given stuff like the P14. I think that's standard for pattern 14, I'm not sure, but yeah, they issued the P14 rifle. Very rare, but a few platoons did get number 433s, and they got M17 rifles from America, and I think they got some First World War Ross rifles from Canada. I'm not sure. I think it's Canada. But yeah, because they were in absence of proper weapons, as I said a minute ago, they raided museums and stuff. So they equipped themselves with their own weapons. But many people did have shotguns back in the day. Well, if you were out in the country, but they did have shotguns, so they brought them with themselves. The Home Guard formally stood down on the 3rd of December 1944, and they like completely disabled it. They disbanded the whole Home Guard force on the 31st of December 1945. 31st of so that bit fast. 31st of December 1945. So it's like 29 days after. It was like, I don't know actually, no, I'm wrong. But after their end of the service, they would have been given one of these defence medal. Just get it out for you. Just there, defence medal. See, as you can see there, don't know if it'll focus, but it says defence medal. These are originals. I've got a postal box for it as well. But this is just to show what it would look like. These aren't actual Home Guard ones. But they would have eventually been issued steel helmets with their kit, along with side caps, or for the Americans who wouldn't know, garrison caps sort of things. But yeah, so it's just a helmet. I've got this some scrim because this is my British infantry helmet, but this is just to show what it would look like. This one's from 1939. I'm getting another one soon. It's got the original liner, but I'm getting another one soon, and I'm going to paint it up as a Warden helmet or an ARP helmet. And they would have also had these gas mask bags. This particular one's dated 1943, the bag, and they would have had famous gas masks. These things, canister. This one's from the 2nd February. This one's from the 18th of February 1943, which is cool. This one's stamped 1941 and 1943, so it might be a test that they did, and the demister. But they didn't always carry that. Obviously, when they were off duty, they would have also carried this civilian type gas mask, and this is a medium one, just there. But yeah, this one is original as well. But that's just some other stuff, some of my Home Guard stuff. I don't know if I told you, but I'm gonna do a Home Guard collection along with an ARP one. But yeah, and yeah, so this is my video sponsored Kiwitedferny about the Home Guard / LDV.